Yo,
Yo, what's good, man?
what's good?
Shit, man, it's go time, bro. I'm Hulk Von Dame, and I'm here with my brother, Mister Get That Work. I appreciate you taking
I
some
already
time on
know.
your vacay, man.
No problem, man. No problem. This is fun. This is fun. So, it's all good.
So since you've been on vacay, it's official. We got Pac-Man versus Errol Spence. So we're gonna bring everyone a special episode today.
Yeah.
We only gonna talk about that fight. How do you think that this is going?
Uh, I think it's maybe 55-45 for Spence. Reason why is because Pacquiao still got, something left in the tank, man. He's still good. And remember when I told you the way he cuts distance, it kind of throws off people when it comes to how, his range. So he's quick. He's still quick even for an older guy. I'm pretty sure Pacquiao took this fight because he thinks he can tag Earl more than he can tag Terrence. And that's true because Earl don't move around too much. Earl's going to be right there, but Earl's going to make you pay if you're going to come in. Is Pacquiao quicker than Earl? Maybe in the early rounds. In the early rounds, I could see Pacquiao being quicker than Earl. If Pacquiao don't get him out early, I don't think it's not going to end well for him. He got to get him out early.
See, while I agree with you about the Pacquiao does favor Errol Spence more. Errol Spence is a pressure fighter.
Right.
We've seen Terrence Crawford get a little wobbled here and there. I think I would. I don't know. I kind of would favor Pacquiao more of a chance than he would have with Earl. I re-went and looked at the tape, man.
Right.
Danny was hitting him with some bombs, and he didn't even flinch.
Yeah.
At one point,
you're right about that.
Danny sneaks him. And I don't think Danny's not a dirty fighter. I don't think anything dirty of Danny Garcia we're talking about. I don't think anything dirty of Danny. But it was one punch. It was late after the bell, and he clocks him. And Earl just shrugs it off like he dusts it off his chest.
Oh, yeah.
Yo. So
I remember that. That.
I'm going to completely disagree with you. I'm going to change my tune. So I was looking at some video, and the crazy thing is it's real hard to find any footage of either one of them fighting a southpaw. It's so rare you get a southpaw versus a southpaw. So how do you think that plays out? The southpaw thing. Who do you think that favors more?
I think that favors Spence more because he showed us in the Mikey Garcia fight that, and Pacquiao, sometimes he jumps, not sometimes, he jumps in all the time. So he might walk into a punch. I would go with the long range. He's longer, he's rangier. I'm gonna go with Earl on that. I think that favors him more. He's more technical. He can be more technical if he wants to be. He can be. I don't see Pacquiao really doing that. I don't. Out of all the fights that I've seen Pacquiao, I can't really recall him being boxer. I can't. I don't know. Maybe it escapes me right now, but I don't think I've ever watched a fight where I felt like he was like he really just chose the box instead of kind of brawl or fight.
Well, I think that he has this sneaky way about him, which it's his movement that throws people off, but he's a fighter counterpuncher. Weird in a way. But I think his biggest strength is his feet and the awkward angles. So I kind of agree with you where the left-handed, the southpaw stance kind of favors Spence more because Spence is more of a traditional pressure fighter, as opposed to Manny's used to catching people with these awkward right hooks or the angles where he shoots his left hand.
Right.
The way I'm gonna disagree with you totally is that I went from thinking that Pacquiao had a chance to now I'm wondering, does Errol stop him? I'm not going 60-40 anymore. I'm going really out there. I'm saying it's like 90-10.
Wow.
Spence.
Yo.
Yeah. Yeah.
Man.
And I'm gonna explain to you why. Man. I don't think the fight is close. And the reason why I don't think it's close is because when I went back and looked at the tape, Pacquiao's biggest strength through his whole career is his hand speed and his footwork. He no longer has that footwork consistently. He'll take breaks off through the fight.
Yeah.
And that is Errol Spence's strength. He's going to dog you down and wear you out. And he's not going to try to be precise with it. It's almost like he punches through you and eventually wears you down. So
he doesn't care where he hits. He don't care where the punch lands. If it lands on the elbow, he don't care. It could land on your back, your elbow, your forearm. He's just going to punch you. But is Pacquiao going to keep still for that?
See,
you think he slows him down that much?
Yeah, I agree with you. Looking at the Keith Thurman fight, and that was a while ago. I didn't realize it's been some time since that fight took place.
Yeah.
The first initial drop that he drops Keith Thurman in the first round was more of a flash knockdown. Keith Thurman even smiles when he's getting off the floor. And normally, someone smiles, it's like, oh, I'm trying to fake you out that I'm hurt.
Right.
He legit was just smiling. He got caught with a punch. He got up. He looked fine. But throughout the fight, Manny was doing well, but Keith Thurman wasn't really putting much pressure on him. It was like he was sitting there trying to go tick for tat and box with Pacquiao. And while I do think Keith might have the slight edge, he didn't have it that night. Keith ain't going to sit there and try to go tick for tat with Pacquiao. He's going to be on top of him from the time that bell rings to the time the bell ends. And in my mind, I'm wondering, can Pacquiao survive 12 rounds of Errol Spence?
So you don't think Earl is worried about his power at all?
Nah, man. Not after seeing him get tagged by Danny a couple times, and he'd even flinch. He had time off. He done got flipped out of a Lamborghini, almost died, and then came back and took punches to the face by Danny, and he didn't flinch. Nah, man. I don't think Pacquiao has a chance anymore. And that's just from me going back. I think the only chance I'll really give Pacquiao, the first 4 rounds, he has to do something drastic.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He has to really do something early.
Yeah.
Early. But the
you
thing
remember
with
the Margarito fight? I think it was a right hand or something, maybe a right hand or uppercut that really hurt Margarito's eye. And it ended up ballooning up throughout the fight. And that led to him really controlling the fight. If he doesn't do something like that in the first 3-4 rounds, I don't give him a shot. Already, I don't really give him a shot anyway. But I'm thinking maybe he could land something of significance. If he doesn't.
Well, that's the thing with Earl. If you watch his fights, there's times when he does get tagged. But he plays it well. He bluffs through it well. He got tagged in the Kell Brook fight a couple of times, even in the round that he knocked him down. Kell Brook came back and looked decent in that round. He tagged him.
Yeah.
He got tagged when he went against Sean, and he ate it well. Whenever Earl gets tagged, he kind of retreats, but he's still right there. So he bluffs through it real well. Manny's going to have to hit him with some shots.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's going to have to hit him with some shots. Like I say, like we said, he's going to have to hit him early. If you don't get him out early, it's not going to look good for him. It's not going to look good.
Any old-time legend, any old-time guy that you look at, Bernard Hopkins, Roy, anyone, they're most dangerous in those first couple rounds.
You're right.
that's when they have to strike. I can't see this fight going any other way. If he doesn't hurt him in those first couple rounds, like I said, I'm gonna be wondering, can Spence end him and send him packing in his career and end him on a knockout?
What round do you think he takes him?
I think it's gonna be the 11th. The 11th. I think Pacquiao is such a legend. They may not want the. I don't think he'll get dropped, but I think maybe the corner or the ref stops it. You know,
stops it?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Stops it. Yeah. To me, I don't think he has the footwork that he had that made him the magician of the fighter he is. You know, Pacquiao had masterful footwork, but he's 100 right now. He ain't gonna be dancing no 12 rounds to get away from Errol Spence. And now that I think about it, man, he really should have taken that Crawford fight because I give him a bit more of an advantage of maybe hurting Crawford. He's not gonna hurt Errol Spence, man. He's not hurting Earl.
I don't see him hurting Earl, but again, I feel like he feels that he matches up better. He could probably land more shots on Earl. Maybe not hurt him, but he could land more shots. And maybe he's going by that. Because when I look at him versus Terrence is too technical for him. So he might hurt Terrence early, but then Terrence will adjust. And I don't know. I don't see that fight being good for Pacquiao. I feel like Earl is a better way for him to go out. At least if he does go out, he goes out on his shield.
Good
maybe he can, maybe he can expose something in Earl that people didn't see before.
Yo, on a whole nother note, man, I gave you props last episode, and I know I just said we was only going to talk about Pacquiao and Spence, but I wanted to bring it up, man. The Wilder Tyson Fury, you called it, man. You called it.
Oh yeah.
To give the fans a little, a little backstory. I believe it was Tyson Fury came out and said that the AJ fight was completely sealed. And you said, I'm going to sit back and wait for this arbitration. And like a little genie, a little mind reader, Ty Stradamus over here, you called it, and the fight doesn't get made, and he has to take Wilder for the third fight, man. So props to you on calling that. And how do you see this fight going?
That's a hard fight, man. The reason why that's hard is because everything that's tied into it. Like I said, on this channel, we always going to be, fair and transparent. So to be as transparent as possible, the first two fights, you can feel that, maybe it's questionable because of the glove situation. I'm pretty sure going into this third fight, allegedly, I'm pretty sure going into this third fight, there's not going to be any issues with anybody's glove or whatever in any type of way or form. Most of the time, you give it to the boxer when they take a rematch. You give it to the boxer. I feel like Wilder, even though, I wasn't impressed by that training he was doing with Malik Scott, I feel like if he does go out, it's not going to be an easy fight for Tyson. I think it's going to be a dramatic fight. I don't know which way it's going to go. It's really hard to call because Tyson is the superior boxer without a doubt. But then you can never give up. You always got to give your Wilder a chance because the power it's incredible. The power's incredible. You never know what's going to happen because his power.
Yeah.
I can't call it. I really can't call it.
See, with me, there's no excuses at this point. Either way you go. The first fight, Tyson had a long layoff. He was out of shape. He came in there, and in my opinion, he won that fight. He got knocked down twice, but even with the knockdowns, I still feel on the point system, he beat Tyson. He beat Wilder, excuse me. My memory is all over the place. Sometimes I get a lot of names mixed up and understand where I'm going. I met Tyson. I ended up saying that last episode too, and had a couple of followers
They was roasting you?
Yeah. It's all right. I don't mind. So I felt Tyson won the first fight, and he wasn't in great form. The second fight in a lot better shape, even though he came in like a house in terms of weight, is just more preparation, more ring rust knocked off, and he came in there and got busy. Now, it's a lot of questionable stuff about the gloves and stuff like that, or if Wilder was drugged, or if Mark Breland set him up, or if he came in with football equipment too heavy.
Everything.
Yeah.
Everything.
We don't have enough time to discuss all the excuses, but my thing is this. He has been in top shape. He looks even leaner, in way better shape. He looks a lot more crispier. Even though Wilder has been working on that stuff, the new stuff, you got to give it a while before that stuff really kicks in. I think he should have took a pre-fight, a warm-up fight before getting in there. So, in my opinion, do I think he's going to come in there tougher? Yeah. I think it's going to be the same old story. Probably a mix between the first fight and the second fight, but I see him getting knocked out within the 8th, 9th round, somewhere around there.
Knocked out.
Whoa. Knocked out. Yeah. Knocked out or stopped, like how he got stopped in the second fight.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you think Fury survives the first 4 rounds?
Yeah, because I think his punches are a bit predictable. Now he's working with someone, but you were also working with the Hall of Fame guy prior to that.
Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah.
Mark Breland is Mr. Right Hand. He was the original Deontay Wilder. So I don't understand how or what went wrong in that camp. You know, give him the benefit of the doubt. He does look good in the videos, but it is hitting the pads, and it takes a while before that stuff gets kicked in. Once Fury starts pumping that jab in his face or seeing his right hand come, you know, hopefully he isn't predicting when he's shooting the right hand. That bow and arrow effect, Emmanuel Stewart used to call it, where people cock back too much and load up and show you their right hand is coming. Hopefully he's worked on some stuff and he could make it an interesting fight. I don't see it. But, you know, I've been wrong. I'll be wrong again. Let's see. So I got Spence winning by 11th round knockout. Got Tyson Fury. I'm going to go, let's go even on the safer side. Ninth round knockout.
Wow. All right. So I got Spence, and I want to say knockout. Like, I want to say it, but I'm gonna go with decision.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with decision. I'll go with Spence with decision. I'm gonna go with Wilder. 6 round knockout. 6 round. 6 round knockout. I'm gonna go with Wilder. 6 round knockout. And yeah. Before we leave Wilder and Fury, who has more to lose in this fight? But everything. The first fight, the second fight, the back and forth, the alleged cheating, the alleged excuses, the alleged trainer, everything. Who has more to lose?
All right. So you asked me about the cheating before, and for me, you have to really show proof. With video coming out with his sparring partner saying that they tampered with gloves, there was a video leaked of his sparring partner said that the gloves were tampered with, that his gloves were, the padding was taken out.
Right.
Hopefully our internet connection is acting up real quick. Hopefully that works out. So
you're good.
Tyson, though he has alleged stuff, there's never been proof. Even though where there's smoke, there's fire. This fight, man, it shouldn't be no excuses. Wilder's camp needs to concentrate on the gloves, make sure any matter of fact, any fight that happens, whoever you send in there to watch the corner has to pay attention to the gloves. Make sure the gloves are official. Teddy Atlas talked about leaving marks on the glove so you see if it was tampered with or not. To me, the one who's got a lot more to lose, I think, is Wilder. I think Wilder has to bounce back. I can't see him getting embarrassed or knocked out again, even though there are not a lot of heavyweights that have the technical skills that Tyson has. It still puts you in a weird position where you almost, at least in my eyes, you lost the first one. You got knocked out the second. That's 3 straight losses in my eyes.
Right.
If he loses,
right.
It's going to be hard for him to bounce back. Where do you think that who holds, who has more to lose?
No, I agree with you. I agree. 100%. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people feel like he lost the first one. A lot of people. If it would have been 3 knockdowns, and we talked about it before, if it would have been 3 knockdowns, maybe I could have seen a draw.
Yeah.
Maybe. 2 knockdowns wasn't enough because he got outboxed the majority of the time. The second one, even with the alleged gloves, still you got hurt bad.
Annihilated. He didn't win one round. He didn't win one round.
It wasn't even close.
No.
It wasn't close. So this one, because you said all the excuses of the trainer, the costume, whatever, his gloves, and I'm not saying that maybe it is true. So allegedly these things happen. But with all that aside, you have to win this one.
Yeah.
You have way more to lose than him. Way more. So yeah, he needs this. He needs this one. He needs this.
Yo, so I don't want to hold you up too much while you on vacay, man. Again, I appreciate you taking some time out, joining on us for a quick episode.
Absolutely. Nah. But we got to get into one more before we go.
Who am I missing?
Haney and Linares. That's coming up. We got to talk about that. We got to.
I don't want to seem like a hater, man. Everyone calls me a hater.
Go on.
I don't want to seem like a hater, man. Should I let you take the lead
when you
on
started
this?
like that,
yeah.
when you started like that, I already know where it's going.
Yo, I just don't like Devin Haney, man. So I'm gonna be honest.
Yo,
man. I find them to be boring. So, we were talking about this. So, real quick, I want to get into this for most fighters, and this is just a piece of advice for most fighters. If you're, and this is for Boo Boo Andrade too, Andrade. Yeah, I don't know if I said it right, but if you are a technician in the ring and people kind of view you as boring, you gotta be a superstar outside the ring. You really gotta know how to bring it, how to draw the crowd. You gotta be engaging. You gotta be, either they love you or hate you. Floyd chose the hating route, but there are other guys where people adore and love them. Canelo, but Canelo's also exciting in the ring. If you're gonna be a super tactician, boring fighter in the ring, you better have something special outside the ring, whether they hate you or love you. You can't be so mild-mannered. It doesn't work, man. You got to draw some interest. I used to like Chris Bird. I don't know why. He was super boring in and outside the ring, but I enjoyed it. So this is just a piece of advice towards Devin Haney, Andrade. There are a lot of other fighters out there, and I'm not calling them out because those are actually superior fighters. But I'm just saying, you got to bring a little something extra so people want to look forward for you. So to go on with Devin Haney, and he doesn't have anything to prove to me. I'm a podcaster, but I bet there are a lot more fans that feel like me. You got to go out there and knock Linares out. And if you're going to win by boxing, you better beat the shit out this guy for at least 10 rounds. You better outbox the shit out of him. You remember early Floyd, before he started becoming a villain, Floyd used to take people out. I'm talking about Pretty Boy Floyd. Floyd used to take people out. So I'm sorry. I know you. I'm not sure if you're a fan of Haney, but you kind of appreciate him. Me, not so much. You better go out there and knock this guy out. Where are you going with that, man? My fault to go on a 20-minute rant.
No, that's fine. Nah. I feel that he does need an impressive victory. Whether it's a knockout or he completely blows him out. I would rather a knockout. Because they're using that as a way of saying that, this is why you don't deserve a fight with Lopez or whatever the case may be. This is why, nobody wants to see you go against Lomachenko. So for his career, he needs a knockout. He needs a win, but I think he needs a highlight knockout.
Yeah, definitely.
It's going to be an interesting match, though. It's going to be an interesting match because I think both these guys are pretty big in size, pretty tall. Linares is a tough guy, man. Linares is a tough guy, and I think he was supposed to fight Ryan Garcia before this fight got made. So Linares is no pushover. So we're going to see what happens, man. We're going to see what happens. I want Devin to get this knockout, and I want to see him fight somebody else after that. I don't care who, but I want to see him get this knockout, and I want to see him fight anybody after this and get another knockout. He needs that right now.
Now, how crucial? In my eyes, he has to either win by knockout or complete annihilation of this guy. And like you said, Linares is no scrub. So
no, not even close.
How much credit would you give him just by getting the victory? Being that Loma's a smaller guy. Loma actually knocked out Linares. How much credit could you actually give Devin Haney if he just wins?
I'm going to give him credit because, again, Linares is tough. Linares did put Loma down.
Yeah.
He did put Loma down.
Yeah.
It was a flash knockdown, but he put him down.
It was a good shot.
I'm going to give him credit, but he needs to stop him. He needs to stop him. Yeah, he needs a stoppage. Just plain as simple as that. He needs a stoppage to just make his career just put more light on it. Let people pay more attention to you. You need that. We know that you're a superior boxer. We get that. We understand that. We understand that you're technical. We understand that you went to the Floyd Mayweather's gym and you washed everybody. We understand that. But now we need you to hurt some guys.
See, what you're saying to me, none of that matters because we don't watch those sparring sessions. Only thing that matters, you could get knocked out 100 times in sparring. That's where you're supposed to get knocked out. That's the learning. That's the classroom. Yeah. I want to see how you perform when the lights are brightest. So let me ask you, what do you have? How do you have this fight going? Me, I'm gonna go. Devin Haney wins, boring decision, and he doesn't get my credit. I'm sorry. I don't mean to hate on him, but I hope he proves me wrong. Where are you going with this?
I'm gonna go Devin Haney round 10 knockout.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with Devin Haney round 10 knockout. That's how much I want to see him get that knockout.
I hope so, man. I actually hope he hears this and gets upset with me and proves me wrong.
Look, man, I think he fought Gamboa and didn't get the knockout, and he should have got it.
Yeah, agreed.
He should have got that knockout.
At this point, do you think that Gamboa was shot?
Yeah.
He definitely should. I agree too. Yeah. I do think he shot. That's why I say I definitely think he should have got that KO.
Now, I know what you said a while back. There's nothing wrong with being a journeyman. So the fact that I consider him a journeyman, Gamboa, he definitely should have got that KO on him.
Definitely. The thing right now is, do you consider Linares a journeyman or still a legit contender?
He is still a legit contender. Still. I would put him up there with like Luke Campbell, even though Luke Campbell just took that KO by Ryan. I still put him up there because they have a lot of skills. They're not they're still a contender. They're still a problem.
Yeah,
They can still
they're
pull
not
out a great victory.
Yeah.
Right. But yeah, Linares, even with that, and me still thinking that he's a tough customer, Devin needs to get this knockout.
Yeah, I agree, man. I agree. He really needs to do it for star power. You know, one thing
Right.
is, it's not only in terms of being great. It's not only who you beat; it's also the way you beat them.
Yeah, performance.
And then also when you beat him. You know, Gamboa a couple years ago would have been a great victory, but now he's got way too many miles on.
Right.
Linares is right at that point, man. He's still
Right.
a tough,
Well, you
legit
can make
contender.
a statement.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
can make a statement
big
with that. You can make a statement with that.
So,
now,
yo, again, man,
that,
you got anything else that you want to bring up?
Logan Paul, Mayweather.
We'll get into that. Yeah, we'll do that. That's boring. We'll do that. Yeah, that is an embarrassment, man.
Nah, come on,
The only
man.
entertaining thing I think that they should have really considered was having him fight both brothers. Having him fight 1 round fight Logan, 1 round fight Jake. Logan is the whacker brother. Come on, man. No. Yo, we were talking about doing more different type of episodes. Do you want to tell the followers about some of the stuff to look forward to?
Yeah, man. Me and Hawk been going back and forth, and we come up with some ideas and some things that we're going to try to bring to light and give you some information and fun stuff, though. You know, we're going to have a lot of crazy things on the channel. We're going to have the worst boxers of all time.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to have things like the best boxing brothers. We're going to have a lot. You know, the first female fights. You know, we're going to have a lot of things coming to the channel real soon. You know, just be patient with us. You know, we come in. It's a lot. It's a lot to come, but it is definitely going to be entertaining.
Yeah,
definitely.
Outside of our normal recaps of the fights on the weekends, like you said, we're probably gonna sprinkle in throughout the week stuff like this where we go through predictions of upcoming fights, but then on top of that, we're gonna go back and look at different topics, like you said, who's the best brothers. Also, we're gonna reflect on certain fighters that are fighting now, what they could do to like maybe revitalize their career, the best career paths for them to take, fights that they should take. So yeah, man, we got a couple other things in store for you guys, other than just the recap of the fight, the weekend fights and highlights. But
and we're also gonna go back too and go over some of your favorite fights and really analyze it and break it down.
Yeah.
And see how y'all feel about the rankings. Yeah, that's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
That's gonna be fun. I can't wait for that.
Yeah, certain fights I just watched to be entertained. Like recently, I went back and watched the Castillo and Corrales fight. Oh man, that was fucking. I don't know if that's top 1, 2, or 3 of all.
That was a masterpiece of a fight.
Yeah,
that was a masterpiece.
So that's definitely one fight I would like to go back and do. But all right, brother, man, I appreciate you work. I appreciate you stopping by. I appreciate the fans checking us out. You could always follow us on all social media, link in the description. Work, man. I appreciate it, man. Take care.
Anytime, my brother.
Yeah, man. How the hell do I stop this?